See, that's what I said at the beginning of the video. It's probably not even his fault that his shit got delayed 4 times. So let's give him some grace. The label really could be playing with this shit. They could be saying, well, you haven't had a hit since the box, and until you get another hit, we're not gonna drop your album. And that's bullshit. See, that's why it's better to be independent. That sign shit sound good and all at the beginning, but when it all comes down to it, you really a slave. Not even a slave. It's a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? You got a boss over you. Now the whole point of being a rapper is to not have somebody over you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought it was. But hey, who am I?
No.
Yo, what it do, YouTube, man? I'm not one to waste time, so I'm get straight into it. You feel me? Now, today about to reacting to Roddy Rich's Fall Off is terrifying. I mean, has he made a song since the box? Like, no joking shit. Like, he dropped like projects or something after the box, cause I ain't hear shit. Like, truthfully, but I ain't got shit to say, bro. I literally ain't heard nothing since the box. Let's see what they talking
What's
about.
popping off? They're killing Roddy Ricch, and for good reason and for wrong reason. Now, what's been going around is his new album has been announced for
Oh, I thought he dropped it already. Okay.
for October 24th. I mean, dog, you're announcing an album 4 months in advance? Gee.
Yeah, we gonna forget about that, my boy. That's
It's called the Navy album. Shouldn't be too surprising. Navy, blue. He rolls with the Crips or is affiliated, whatever the case may be. Before all the gang come here, they're like, well, no, actually, he's this. Frankly, I really don't care about that gang stuff. However, this is the 5th time that he's delayed this album.
Oh, so yeah, keep that shit in the drafts, bro. Ain't nobody about to play with you, bro. Man, this how you losing your fans. Look, this how you fell off.
From last year, Roddy Ricch the Navy album, December 6th, and it's beautiful to see the same account tweet this. Roddy Ricch the Navy album to February 21st to April 25th to July 18th. So it's supposed to come out next week, and it didn't end up dropping. And keep in mind, there are a couple of different reasons that we're going to go into, and I think some of this is due to circumstance. But if we take a look at Roddy Ricch's last album, guess how long ago that was? Almost 4 years ago. He dropped in December of 2021. And Roddy Ricch is not an artist that can take that long. I mean, just from Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, which was his debut album, which was a smash. I think that album is like double or triple platinum. It's the one that had the box on it, which is beyond a diamond. It felt like he took a very long time to release Live Life Fast, which debuted at number 4, and it was a disappointing release quality-wise for the majority of Roddy Ricch fans and rap fans. Okay. They were like, man, we were used to you coming into this game with these melodies, but really rapping, singing your heart out with some real stuff. And then Live Life Fast was it was a reflection of his lifestyle change from Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial into this rich rapper #1 lifestyle where you're beating out Justin Bieber's Yummy on the charts. You feel like you're on top of the world, and the music reflected that, but the people didn't resonate with that. And that's a very tough position to be in as an artist, because he was just rapping about what his life was at that point and what his life was back then, but it just didn't hit this time because people can't relate to that. Since then, there has been no album. However, he has tried to get back hot, because before he released his debut album, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, he had this Feed the Streets mixtape series. So a year later, in 2022, he released Feed the Streets 3, and that debuted at number 14, which we didn't really have much expectations of it. I said I enjoyed this project, this mixtape, and I was trying to temper people's expectations and be like, yo, this guy's clearly trying to get back into the game. He had one of the craziest fall from graces, because at least for a DaBaby who had multiple #1s, you could say, well, it all went downhill after he went on that rant, the AIDS rant, that was misinterpreted, and then he doubled down on what the misinterpretation was, which made things worse. And you could say that he did it to himself to a degree. But with Roddy Ricch, he didn't do anything controversial, really. And so he drops Feed the Streets 3, which I thought was solid, but no hits.
He's just talking gibberish at this point. I don't remember. I can't name shit off none of these albums. Truth be told,
out of it. And this is the tough part, because Roddy Ricch was known as a hit maker. Like, for example, he was on Ballin' with Mustard. That wasn't even his own project. But then he had Die.
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't wanna die young. I'd rather be caught by 12 then carried by 6. Okay, I know that song. All right, what else?
Well,
What
he
else?
had The Box. He had High
Okay, what else?
Fashion with Mustard. He had all of those songs come together. Late
That's
at
all,
Night,
bro.
they were trying to make that a hit. It didn't really stick. I don't even think it went gold yet, as far as I know.
How?
And 2023 comes along. So keep in mind, 2022, he releases
Oh,
that. 2023, he's all but gone. Like, we have, well, he had a song on Trippie Redd's album, and I think he was on an Internet Money song. That's all I remember for 2023. So a year he's
I
gone.
don't
And
remember
then
that.
2024, he tries to drop a couple of songs in the lead up to the Navy album. None of those songs stick. And then here we are right now. Now, as a feature, on 2023, I think he was on just like two random people's songs. I think he was on a
A burger with the.
Now that is a bundle.
I was site
Oh yeah,
director
bro. My
for
bad. I'm gonna
Fortune
get an
500
ad blocker
companies
when I
for a
get
number of years.
monetized, bro. Don't worry
And I
about
was doing
this.
well.
It ain't gonna happen real
a
soon.
Boogie
Trust.
album, but that was years ago. So he's been just, and I remember I was critical of Roddy because I was like, yo, how is Roddy going to open up on tour for Post Malone for two separate projects? It's like, dog, you at one point you got to go on your own tour. And I still don't think he's done that yet, which is
Damn.
really unfortunate. And I think, did he appear on GNX? I'm not
Nigga,
sure.
4 or 5 years in, then go on tour. That's crazy.
Roddy Ricch is on GNX. I think he is on that song that has like 10 people on it. I'm gassing it with the 10 people. But now
10
we're in this
people is
position
crazy.
where, okay,
All right, he said he gassed it,
what
though.
are we going to do? And I think he was on Gunna's project as well. But he hasn't been active. Like other rappers, they're active. They're consistently dropping, whether it be singles, whether it be mixtapes. Roddy Ricch has all but disappeared. And
Yeah,
I
bro,
think
drop a freestyle or something. Get your name popping, cuz. No bullshit.
this isn't fully Roddy Ricch's fault, and I think he's just being quiet on the issue because this is label things as well. Because Roddy Ricch, he's signed to Bird Vision Atlantic. Bird Vision, I'm guessing, is like the initial label. Like what happens to a lot of these rappers that come from a lot of street rappers, this happens to, but generally speaking, a lot of rappers this happens to. They will sign to a production deal or something like that to someone in their hood. Like for example, DaBaby, he signed to I think a North Carolina or South Carolina. I know DaBaby's from North Carolina, but he signed to a Carolina-based record label called I think like South Coast Music Group or something. And then that's the production deal. They probably give him some money. They help him out locally, and then when the big deal comes, that label signs a joint deal with that record label, whether it be Interscope, Atlantic, or whatever. But Roddy Ricch, he's on Atlantic. A lot of changes have happened at Atlantic. If you guys recall, Cardi B just about a month ago, she was going at it with Atlantic, saying they weren't letting her drop.
See, that's what I said at the beginning of the video. It's probably not even his fault that his shit got delayed 4 times. So let's give him some grace. The label really could be playing with this shit. They could be saying, well, you haven't had a hit since The Box, and until you get another hit, we're not going to drop your album. And that's bullshit. See, that's why it's better to be independent. That sign shit sound good and all at the beginning, but when it all comes down to it, you really a slave. Not even a slave. It's a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? You got a boss over you. Now the whole point of being a rapper is to not have somebody over you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought it was. But hey.
She
Who
talks
am
about,
I?
like, no, I apologize to my label. They actually really enjoyed my album, and they gave me positive feedback. So if Cardi B, who is the premier money generator in rap, at least, like I think they've got Ed Sheeran on Atlantic, so Cardi B can sit that one out. And I think they've got that K-pop star. No, they've got Bruno Mars as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
she's not the prime money generator, but for female rap, or just rap, let's not just say female rap, she is. Roddy Ricch, I think they're looking at him, and keep in mind, they cleared out that building. So Atlantic, Warner, 300, all of that stuff is just under Warner now with new leadership from former 10K Projects CEO and founder Elliot Grange, who is Lucian Grange's son, who is the founder of Universal. So you've got Universal, Warner, and Sony, and Universal and Warner are both run by father-son. It's kind of cool, to be honest. I mean, you could say it's kind of crazy. I would agree with that as well.
Like, that's
so
a
they
movie shit,
fired
bro.
a ton of
Truthfully.
people, and maybe some of those people that were fired were a part of Roddy Ricch's team, and
That's
they
some
were the
movie
ones that
shit,
were
for real,
speaking
for real.
on his behalf.
That's
Because
what's up.
Logic, if you guys recall, years ago when he was complaining about people not getting paid for doing work on his album. I don't know if it was No Pressure. I think it was No Pressure. That was the last one before he went independent. He complained about Def Jam, and he said, like, it's not the people that he used to work with at Def Jam, but I think either those people left or they weren't the division that was handling the responsibilities for making sure that people got paid, so then it fell back on him. With Roddy Ricch, I think they're just not looking at Roddy Ricch as a priority. Like, for example, if Roddy Ricch was supposed to drop in July, Cardi B's supposed to drop. They're rolling out Cardi B's album right now. So they're like, hey, you can sit down, you can wait. Granted, Roddy Ricch has been trying to drop since the end of last year, and I think they just keep pushing it back, and they say, like, hey, man, you've got to get something popping, something moving, something shaking.
Literally,
People
that's
don't
what I
even
said.
know that you dropped. The only reason that they know anything is going on is because it's getting delayed, and I think Roddy Ricch is probably just thinking to himself, like, yo, I don't want to do anything, or like, I just want to put out my album, I just want to put out the music and see what it does. And there's what I believe to be this conflict there. Now, Roddy Ricch hasn't spoken on it. That could not be the issue at all, but like, for example, Young Thug is also another priority that comes before Roddy Ricch, partially because Young Thug has all this hype. There's Gunna is also on that same label. So they're going to roll out a Young Thug project, which was supposed to come out about a month or two ago, that has yet to come out. UI Scuddy. These people all get...
That ain't gonna happen, because Thug's trying to go album for album with fucking Gunna, and Gunna is on top right now. Hey,
advertised before Roddy Ricch. So I think Roddy Ricch is just in a predicament where I don't see why he just doesn't drop. He needs to get hot. He needs to do a feature run. Like, for example, like, who would have thought, if I told you that in 2025 JID was going to be way hotter than Roddy Ricch, you would be laughing. You'd probably be holding your side laughing if I told you that in 2020 or in 2021. You'd be like, all right, man, that's a good one. But here we are. And it's because JID's somebody that keeps working. He keeps putting stuff out. Like, Roddy hasn't dropped.
Consistency is fucking key. Don't forget that, bro. Even with these YouTube videos, I might get like a little hit every now and then from like 500,000 views, but that's not every fucking video. Some videos might have 10, some might have 5. But the plan is to keep working and keep going and going and going and going. Cause one day this shit gonna work out. But motherfuckers drop one big hit and they just start working on it. Oh, I'm hot now. I'm good now. It don't work like that, my boy. It doesn't. Consistency beats. What's the shit called? Consistency beats talent, I guess. That's not what I really want to say, but I'm going to play the video.
Any project, mixtape or album, you just got to look at it like, damn, man. And it's not like you're doing crazy feature runs. You're not dropping that.
Consistency beats complacency. There you go.
Singles. I think he just feels like, yo, I'm going to have another moment, which that's not going to happen. You're not just going to drop another hit, because the perception that people had of you when you first came into the game as a newcomer is not the perception that they have of you right now. And what you've got right now is you've got to grind it back up. And this is why I have a lot of respect for somebody like Meek Mill, because Meek Mill has no problem getting back, dropping tapes, dropping 3 packs, 4 packs, mixtapes, song here, song there, and really dropping some good music, some good bars, because he's going to
bangers.
He doesn't get comfortable. He doesn't wait for somebody else to do stuff for him. Keep in mind, Meek Mill is independent now, I'm almost certain. So there's that. But with Roddy, this is an unfortunate situation. And the last thing I remember about Roddy Ricch was him saying that he was getting $500K for a show, and everybody's like, you're getting $500K a show, yet when people were clowning him about falling off.
Who the hell? I don't know if that. Who the fuck giving Roddy Ricch $500K for a show? They smoking meth, crack, and crystal. Oh my God, ain't no way.
$100K.
I think a line.
Getting booked for that.
Ain't nobody giving no damn Roddy Ricch $500. Maybe in 2020. Maybe in 2020. But hey.
For the last festival performance that Roddy Ricch did. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you.
Hey, but no, let me know down in the comments below. Do y'all feel like the label really play with Roddy Ricch, or he just asked? Me personally, I feel like the label play with Roddy Ricch. He can't be as consistent as he can't be as consistent as he wants to be, because the simple fact that they're putting his music on the shelf and they're not letting him drop. He's supposed to drop the album 4 years ago, but they playing in his face. But hey, let me know what y'all think down in the comments below, and I'm gonna catch you niggas in the next one. Yes sir. Oh.